Hello, hello, everyone. I think I am live. Maybe. It's not showing me that I'm live. But we're gonna pull it up and see if it'll happen. There we are. Hello, hello. Happy Monday. If you are in South Carolina, I do believe that it is a rainy day for most of us here in South Carolina. It has been quite a rainy day. So hello, 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 Verna. Hello, Sharon. If you are here, make sure that you drop a hello, Nancy, hello, Deb, and let me know that you are here. Also, make sure that you give a thumbs up to the video and that you also share it. That helps me out greatly. We are gonna dive pretty much right on in. I don't have anything really to share other than the starter kit. The starter kit goes until this Friday, and there's really not much else I can say about it. I have tried in every way to share, but it is so well worth whatever it is. Whichever option you choose, you can either do $125 worth of products for only $35, or you can do $189 for $99. And y'all, that's $90 worth of free products. That I don't think has ever truly happened since I have been a demonstrator. I know we've been like $60 or $70, like somewhere around in there. So I haven't ever seen it with 90. So now is the time to jump on that if you are interested. So that is all I will say about that tonight. And we're going to do a Christmas kit. This is actually a kit. While I talk, I'm gonna move you down to the table. This is actually a Christmas kit that I wanted to do last year for my Christmas bingo. And y'all, it sold out like so quickly. Let's make sure I'm straight. And so I wasn't able to actually like do it in a class. And then I literally set the box aside and then never even came back to it. I loved it so much that I forgot about it. And with all that I had going on this weekend, so I had a class on Saturday that I filled in for one of my downline. And then yesterday we had trunk or treat at church. And with all of that, I was like, you know what? It's time for me to pull it out and do it. Because last week I was working on kits because our church does a nativity, like everybody brings a whole bunch of nativities sets, and they're on display for the community to come in and see. And so I've been working on getting old kits done so that I can put a whole bunch of cards together for them. And that's when I found it. So I was like, hey, this is perfect. Let's do it. Hello, Kathy. So we are going to do this. This is called the Christmas Ornament Kit. And we're not going to do all of them. We'll probably do 2 small ones because there's, I'm trying to look. I think there's like 2 different ways that you can do them. So like there's 2 large ones, and then I think there's 2 different, maybe they're not 2 different ones with the small ones. But anyway, we'll do the different ones. How about that? And we're going to follow the instructions. But I also want to share, like, our kits are amazing. They're simple. You can take them with you wherever you go. If you are at the doctor's office, you know, we have to sit forever when we go, right? These are perfect things that you can take and work on while you're there. It's perfect for vacations, and it's perfect if you want to get 20-30 minutes worth of crafting done and you don't want to pull out all of your supplies. These are the great things about grabbing a kit from Stampin' Up. All right, so I'm going to shift through these and see what all kind of supplies we have. So we've got some nice big glue dots, and then we've got my favorite dimensionals. All right, so let's read the instructions because I am definitely not great at instructions. I like to veer off and do my own thing. I'm pretty good at doing that. Okay, so there's also, when they tell you that you have to cut ribbon, they also have a ruler at the very bottom for you. So we're gonna look and see what it says for our first one. Okay, so we're gonna cut our ribbon and then we're gonna grab our, this looks like it is a small one. Let's make sure it's a small one. I'm pretty sure it is. Okay. That's, it's hard to see from the picture, but if you look, that one actually looks bigger than that one. So this is our small one. So we're gonna open our rings up here. Hello, Betty. So we're gonna grab a small one right here. We're gonna grab our beautiful ribbon. Well, and this is more of like a twine. And y'all know how much I like my twine and my thread, which we had something very similar to this before. Okay, now it does say that we need 18 inches of it. So we're gonna go from here and we're gonna go all the way to 9. And then we're gonna do it again. And then we're gonna cut. And we're gonna see if I can do it without cutting myself. There we go. Oh, and I trimmed off a little bit off the top. It'll be all right. Okay. Okay, so I really cut that. Let's try this again. I'm not really sure how I just did that. Hopefully we'll have enough. If not, I think I've got some that's similar to this. Okay, let's do 9. And then 9. Let's not get this in the way. And we'll cut there. Okay, there we go. All right, so now what it says is we're gonna take 2, well, before we do that, it says to take and put 2 glue dots on our circle here. So let's grab our glue dots. And we're gonna stick one there. And then we're gonna stick one here. And I guess this is just to hold the ribbon on. So there. All right, so then we've got our glue dots on there. We're gonna take our ribbon, fold it in half. We're gonna take it and wrap it like this. We're gonna make sure we pull it. And then that glue dot will help it to stay down there. There we go. And then it looks like we tie a bow on, or tie a knot on here at the top. And I could be totally wrong, but this is what I'm reading. Sometimes it's up to interpretation, right? Okay, let's see if I can do it without it. Might be a good thing if I didn't do this as a class, right? Okay, there we go. All right, now we've got that there. I'm gonna tie it again just so that it'll stay. I'm all about it making sure to stay. Okay, then it looks like you're gonna tie a knot up at the top, which will keep it to secure it because this is an ornament. You could also use these as a tag on gifts. And then I'm just gonna trim off this top here so that it looks pretty. Just like that. Hello, Karen. And boo to you. Yes, it is Halloween boo week. We have all kinds of things happening at school this week. Well, because it's Halloween, but you know, it's also Say No to Drugs Week. And so we have all these fun things we get to do. And one of them is to just wear like Halloween tops on Friday, and I can't wait. So I'm pretty excited. Okay, so now we're going to take 2 of our small little plaid circles. Yes. Nope. Okay, so they're all the same size. So all these are the same size, it looks like. Huh? Okay. So we apparently need 2 of them. Okay. So we're going to grab 2. Because I don't see any other ones. Oh, no, wait, here they are. I was like, I thought. Okay. Oh, it just pulls the whole, look at there. Okay, that makes sense. So it's all one. So now you're going to fold it. And that's what you'll do that. I'm not sure if I like that part. I guess if you're doing it as a tag, then it will work. But I don't know. But I'm going to assume that's going to be the back part because obviously it's a Christmas ornament. So you're going to want to say to and from. So you're going to put your dimensionals here and you're going to put like this. Let me see. We're going to do it this way because I feel like you can't really go over that ribbon. So let's just do it this way. You got to get it like tucked in and around, you know, and you can't do that from the top. All right, so we've got that. We're going to make sure it's all centered. Put a dimensional down on your ribbon there. And then we're going to put one here and one here and one here. And then let's stick one in the middle just to be on the safe side. It's fun because you get to watch me make the mistakes and be like, what? What is that? At least I find that fun. Y'all can see that I am definitely far from perfect. All right, and then we're going to fold that over and you're going to match it up. And then ta-da! And some of them, I think you can actually like flip it too, but now you've got a front and a back. Okay, and then now let's take, they do say to use glue gun, but I'm not going to pull out the glue gun for tonight. We're just going to use the glue dots to put them on. Okay, all right, so then the next thing we're going to pull is I need I know it's this right here, so it's this one here. And then, and these are a little, you know, intricate there. And then you're going to need this one here. Like this. Okay. You're going to put this down onto the, onto this front part here. And you're going to put these on using, it looks like glue dots. So that's what we're going to do. Oh, and look, okay, now I see it. So it's hanging down there. See, sometimes you just got to step away and look at it twice. All right, so we're going to flip this over. Or actually, it's the same on both sides. So however you want it to fall is fine. So we're going to do this side with glue dots. And we don't want to do it actually that far down. We want to do kind of up toward here, because this is going to be on the little circle there. All right, and then there. And I think that will be plenty. And I just use my nails to get all this off, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, just as an FYI. All right, so then this is all gonna sit like this. Okay, and then you've got this, and we're gonna put a glue dot right there in the center. We'll put that one there. Okay, we might add one more on top of it just to be on the safe side. They always give you enough glue dots, I promise. And then this is gonna go like this. Okay, then you've got these pine cones, which I love pine cones for fall. I'm a huge pine cone person for fall. What is your favorite thing for fall? Now, you know my number one is pumpkins, but pumpkins and some pine cones, yep, that makes me happy. Okay, so I don't think we need that. Nope, we just need 2 pine cones. And then we need one of the already made up bows. So Michelle, that is for you. That is all you, Michelle. Michelle does not like doing bows at all. Okay. So now you're going to take the pine cones and they're going to go here. And so we're going to put some glue dots on the bottom here. And yes, they will stick much better with the hot glue gun. So make sure you do pull out your hot glue gun. And it's going to go here. And then here. If you do craft fairs and things like that, this would be perfect to do. Okay, so then we're going to do that. Then we're going to put it on the back of our ribbon. And with our ribbon, our bow, we're going to do 2 glue dots as well. That just, in my opinion, gives it a little bit more sturdiness. And then this is going to go right up here. Let's move that just a touch. Like that. And alrighty, there we go. There is the first one. So definitely, I do think too that it would be easier or maybe look better. It's got you putting the hot glue on the bottom, but I also feel like if you put them on the side, that you could put the bow here and it wouldn't, I think it would look good too. Okay, so there's the first one. And you could write a little message, like you could put the year, which our Stampin' Right markers would be good for that. You could write the year and then you could put your name and then like 2 on it. So there is the first one, and that's one of the smaller ones. All right, so let's come here. This is one of the larger ones, and this one says 18 too, so I don't know. We're going to try something a little different too. I think what I want to do is maybe not use the glue dots. I think I can do it without using it. And we're going to use our cut one to do a little measuring. All right. So we're going to cut that. And then we're going to grab our big one, because I'm pretty sure that's a big one. Let's look. So the one with that through it is a bigger one. These are your little ones right there. All right. right, so then for this one, we're gonna need a green. And they are stuck together. So you still have the stuck together piece. And then we are gonna grab one of these, which these are so pretty. These would make really good things for like a card. And look, if you added another circle, you could have a snowman. You could, oh, okay, hold on, pause. We have to do it. We have to do it. We can get a snowman. Let's see, let's fold that one in half. That could be our top. And then, ta-da, look, that could be your scarf. How about that? So you can make a snowman card and use this as a scarf. Okay, so let's move on. I digress. You know, it's the things that you see while you're crafting, though. Oh, really, Kathy? You know what, though? There's so many things you could turn the rings into as well. More than just, you know, doing the ornaments. You know what? This one would be a little big, but, you know, you could turn it into, like, some bracelets and stuff. But yeah, sometimes I get down a rabbit hole with things, too. Like the snowman. Okay, so then we've got... That's not right. We need one that is actually X's. So it's this one here. Ta-da, ta-da. All right, all right. And then they're very delicate, so just be careful. Okay, so then you need that. And then you need one of these here, one of these. And then you're gonna need 3 pine cones. 1, 2, 3. And then you're gonna need the red. There we go. You're gonna need the red. Okay. Oh, I would be very interested in seeing that, Kathy. Yes, very much so. Okay, so let's do our bottom, our ribbon on here. So we're gonna take it and run it through. I don't feel like 18 is gonna be the amount we need, but apparently it will be. Yay, okay. Then we're gonna take it and run it straight up, and we're gonna tie a knot at the top. And sorry, Maggie's gonna start whining because her daddy just got home. And you know, that's her person. That is her person. Okay, let's try it again. He went to the grocery store. So, all right, let's see. Let's see if we can tie that. And then tie it in a knot. Ta-da! See, okay. Well, you might have to do a glue dot. Let's add a glue dot, at least. Yeah, because the glue dot keeps it. I see. That makes sense now. All right, so let's do a glue dot at the bottom to keep it. We can move it over. And we can loosen this part up just a little bit so we can put it over it. Like that. Ta-da! Okay, and then we'll put a glue dot there. Straight across. And then we'll stick this on top of it. Okay, all right, and then we're gonna go up to the top. We're gonna do the same thing we did before, and we're just gonna tie a knot by doing a loop. This one will be a little bit more difficult of a kit. So I wouldn't suggest doing this one maybe in the doctor's office. This one might be one that you have an afternoon, you can work on it. All right, so there we go. Let's trim that off. All right, so now we've got that. All right. Okay, so then the next thing we're gonna do is we are gonna take our green and we're gonna stick it in here. We're gonna turn it over. We're gonna grab our dimensionals. 2, 4, 5. Center, top, bottom, side, and side. Okay, and then let's take and we'll fold that over. We just want to line it up. Okay, ta-da. Moving along, moving along. All right, so then you put 2 dimensionals on this one. I feel like I could put 4 on here. We're gonna do 4. You know how I am. Well, I just did that. We'll do 3. Y'all know I like to always add a little bit more dimensionals. Okay, and then this is gonna go kind of at an angle like that. Ta-da. And then we have our little X part here. We're gonna put, it says put a dimensional on that one too. So we'll put a dimensional on that one. And then we're going to adhere it. Let's see, they've got it. Doesn't matter, we're gonna do it this way because this is what we got, right? Yep, there we go. And then this part is dimensional 2. And it shows dimensionals right here on the by the stem. And so then we're gonna stick this here. It's a lot of layers going on there. All right. I feel like it needs another one because it's a lot of layers up. So let's do one right here. Sometimes I don't think they put enough on the pictures as far as like your dimensionals and stuff go. So always add as you feel necessary. So, because you don't want it to fall apart at all. And so being able to add those extra dimensionals and stuff really does kind of help to kind of secure everything. So I would definitely say, because we all have plenty of dimensionals. So I would say add as many as you need to, okay? All right. Now that we've got those on, now we're gonna go with our pine cones. Oh, and there's different sizes to the pine cones, by the way. Here we go. So we've got a big one and then 2 small ones. Okay, so it looks like our big one goes here. Okay. Let's add a couple of dimensionals to that one. Maybe more than 2. All right. That one we're gonna stick right there. And then we're gonna put 2 on this one. And this one is gonna go here. And then 2 glue dots. And then that one's gonna go like right there. Okay. And then it shows that you put the red berries down in it. And then I would say you probably want to put hot glue gun on that as well. And then that is it. So that is project number 2. So here's our first one and then our second one. So those are kind of fun. A little bit more intricate than I was expecting, but it is what it is, right? Okay, and then let's do our last one, which has the gold. And so that looks like, so it's got to be another big one because, let's look at our front. Because, yes, so it is another big one because there's only 3 little ones in the pack. And so then you've got 6 large ones. So it is the large ring. Okay, so again, you're going to do your ribbon. And you can use your ruler on the inside. To get it. There we go. Okay, and then we learned our lesson. We want to do a glue dot on the bottom to keep it. We're going to put it here. So you're going to put it together, and then you're going to string it through. Ta-da. All right, and then you'll put another glue dot up at the top. So we need one here. And then we are going to wrap it like that. And there we go. All right, and then you're going to tie your knot. I will say that probably doing it on a video is probably not the easiest thing as well, because, you know, it would be easy to stick it in between my legs, like, and hold it with my legs so that I could tie it instead of having to hold it awkwardly just with my hands. But, you know, I can't do that and show it to you. All right, so there we go. Or having something to brace it on, you know, would be definitely a whole lot easier. Definitely a whole lot easier. All right, so then we're going to tie a knot at the top. Like this. Ta-da. All right. And then you've got that now secure. And so now we're going to trim off that not so nice looking end. Okay, now this one is a large. Okay, and so I ripped it. That was my fault. So we'll do one that's not ripped. I can do the ripped one off camera. Okay, and this one's gonna stick up underneath there. And then we're gonna grab our dimensionals. Okay, and then we're gonna do one in the center, one at the top, one at the bottom, and then on the sides. I feel like that center makes it a little bit more stable on the ribbon as well. All right, and then we're going to close it up by lining it up like that. Okay, now the piece that I pulled out by accident before, this one, that one goes on here. And then another one of these. Okay, so I'm not going to do dimensionals. We're going to do glue dots because I feel like it makes it too bulky on the bottom. Okay, so then this is going to go like this. And they swapped it on me again, but that's okay. All right, so this is going to go like here on the edge. Like that. Then we're going to put, okay, so it's going to go like this. So we're going to put 2 dimensionals on here. We'll put 3. We'll put one here, and one here. And then we will put it here like this, and we're going to put it over that part. Okay, and then you're going to do a large one. And I'm not going to put these on because you know what? I'm going to go back and do some hot glue with it. So you'll do 2 large ones, or 1 large one, 1 small one. You'll add the bow. We will put the bow on because we can do the glue dots for that. And that one, the bow goes up here, which I think that is stinking cute with the bow up there. All right, so then you're going to have your 2 pine cones right there. And then this one is going to be your gold. So your gold is going to stick under like that. Okay, so there we go. That is how you create all 3 of those. Again, if you do farmers markets or anything like that, these would be good to create and put for sale. Just remember that when you sell them, you need to sell them so that you get your full money back. You know, so don't sell them for like $1 a piece. They cost more than that when you purchase it from the kit. So, but these would also be great to add as tags to a present for your family. It would also be great to give to coworkers or neighbors as an ornament itself. You could use it as a tag and then let them know that it becomes an ornament that they can put on their tree. You can bake them something fresh or, you know, give them a little gift card. So don't forget this kit has been around for a little while, but it is still completely available on Stampin' Up's website. So I would love to see, Kathy, what you created card-wise with them too, because that is one thing that I do a lot with our kits is I turn them into cards too. So I would love to see how you did that. And all right, everyone, that is it for tonight, and I will see you next week. I will not have a project this week, and there's no make and takes or anything like that to take, because it is Halloween week and we have a lot going on. And then of course on Friday we have trick-or-treating in the neighborhood. So we'll have lots of kids coming to the door. So we will resume classes, our live classes next week, and I will see you then. Bye everyone.